Oh, really? Come on. Controller. Let's do that. Damn. Me, not really. I didn't have the I didn't really have the means for like the comics, so I pretty much just saw what was like mainstream for the most part. I mean, shoot, Fox Kids, Fox Kids Spider-Man. Like I got to see a little here and there because I had or excuse me, I still have. He's still alive. Have an older cousin who did collect, but I didn't really have access to those all the time, you know. God, Bearskin and Hunia have the same stress level. I can't. No. Oh, fantastic. This for two. Yo. Actually, yeah. Definitely a Doc Ock type of guy. And Doc Ock kind of always like the Scorpion for whatever reason. The Scorpion, Doc Connors, and oddly enough, those are the two I really wanted to see in the movie, and then we finally got them in movies, and they weren't the best, like, Spider-Man movies. But as far as like the movie franchise goes, definitely Spider-Man 2, hell yeah. I think Doc Ock is a part of a team now, like Team Doom in the new Marvel Tokon. Yeah, Rhino never caught me that way. I do understand, like, there's people that like the big hulking dude that can like Kool-Aid man his way through walls, but Green Goblin. You know what? I will say, outside of excuse me. Let me take a drink. Now, I will say, because I mean, I've always been a fan of Sam Raimi, right, in his movies, his style. For Spider-Man, the original, to come out, dude, gosh, I was in high school when that happened, and it was like the biggest thing ever to finally get like a great adaptation of Spider-Man on the big screen. Nah, that's not from the comics. That's from the fighting game that's out right now. The team-based Marvel fighter. Team Doom. I think it's like Doc Ock, Dr. Doom, Carnage, somebody else. I don't remember. I don't keep up with that stuff anymore, really. But while, yeah, I do have the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man does hold a special place in my heart. But outside of them trying to make the Andrew Garfield version like just way too cool for school, because that just wasn't Peter Parker at all, I think he did absolutely nail like the quippy, annoying, won't shut the hell up Spider-Man aspect of him, right? Like, that's like, okay, if only we could have combined them, right? Like, Tobey Maguire had geeky, kind of, had geeky, geeky Peter Parker down, right? As close to, like, you know, the what we grew up loving. But then the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man actually made him more like Spider-Man in a damn comic book. And I love that aspect because I really loved how that sort of played on, like, the duality between the two, really, where Peter Parker felt a little more emboldened. And now, mind you, even when he wasn't in costume, he was still a smart ass, but oh, this dude just doesn't shut the hell up when he's in the costume. So I like them for both the reasons. Well, for both of those reasons, right? The Tom Holland one, I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. I think they really hammed it up, and I'm not sure how it happened in the comic books. That I feel like they're really just trying to go in on, like, melding. And this will show my stupidity if I'm wrong, but sort of trying to meld Iron Man and Peter Parker together so, like, crazy intimately. Like, I've never seen those two be so, like, directly involved with each other. Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't like Tom Holland. I think he fits, right? He definitely fits for the age range. Excuse me, for the age range in which we first run into Peter Parker, right? I mean, high school, right? Like, that works for me. He's sort of almost a middle ground between the Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield one, but I feel he can be, like, a little more quippier and shit, a little closer to the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, especially when he's in costume. He's just, yeah, that's the Spider-Man I'm used to. Obsession with Robert and Tom, beautiful men that they want to push to the forefront because they already had Tom Holland and especially Zendaya before they came together in the Marvel cinematic universe. They were already poised to be the new hot, you know, youngness, the Brad Pitts and the Jennifer Anistons and stuff. That's why. That's all it was. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, because so, like, around that same time frame, right, where I grew up watching, like, the Fox animated Marvel shows. So you had Spider-Man, right? But there was also an Iron Man. Excuse me. There's also an Iron Man. It usually came on, like, during the weekdays, from what I remember before school. I see it, like, around the time of, like, Inspector Gadget and Thundercats. This is, like, elementary school, right? So I didn't realize Iron Man was seen as such an obscure Marvel superhero, because I had exposure to him. And it was like when after that first Iron Man movie came out, Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, it just seemed kind of weird hearing that, like, oh, like, he wasn't really popular, nobody really knew who he was. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And then all the Marvel fighters started coming out. The Marvel and Capcom fighters started coming out, and this is well before MCU. And there was already a steady fan base for Iron Man. You know, like there's some stands out there for Iron Man. Couldn't care less for Spider Tom or Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, I know a lot of people have kind of expressed dislike for Chalamet. Like the new Dune. Kind of don't feel these younger casts. Well, yeah, I mean, all of the heart and soul and humanity, excuse me, that